So, hello there people that apparently watch my videos. Today, I have added some more controller compatibility. However, this time, it's actually functional the way I want it to function. So, now, I have given... That's the wrong menu. I have given the settings a big overhaul. Just look at this. This looks much better. Also, that sound is going to be replaced. Let's see, it's the same as it was, but it looks much better. It looks so much better. Let's do it like this. I like that. So now you have this controller tab, which is new, and in here you can change all settings to match your controller. So this is only compatible with X input, being the system used by Xbox controllers. So now if I press WASD is the default setup for the keyboard, so now you can see the control stick moving, and when I press space the A button glows. But I want this to be the controller, so I select input device. Here a window will show up. You cannot see it right now. I can make you see it real quick. So now you see this. You want to select the joystick that's inserted, the one you're going to use. You want to select that. And now, when I select the correct one, now I'm using my controller now. It's moving the control stick, and when I press A, it goes jumping. That's the jumping button. And you can see now that when I move the control stick, it matches. See here, it reads the control stick position. So when I change the control stick's position, you will see at what position it's. And the trigger buttons, these aren't really triggers, they're just buttons on my controller. So in this case they will just go to 100 immediately. But I also have my Xbox One S controller connected to my computer, and when I move this one, you will not be able to see the numbers change. So in order to make it match another controller, you have to change this number, and now it's configured to read my Xbox One S. For some reason it works on 3 as well. I don't know why, but on 4 there's no fourth controller inserted. So now it doesn't have anything to load, so it will just stay at 0. We'll have it stay at 3 because this functions, and we want it to function, of course. So here you can see the controls. Move the mouse to aim and move your selection. Left click and right tilt to place and shoot. Right click and left tilt to squid form. Space to jump. A to jump. Scroll with the middle mouse button and the shoulder buttons to change your selection, and the middle mouse button to change the object that's already selected. And here you can of course choose what you want to play with. So now we're going to test the controller, of course, to show you how it works. So now I'm going to put it back to my Super Nintendo controller. I personally use a SF30 Pro. I really like it. So I'm gonna put it to 1, and now it should read this one. And something's not working correctly. Oh, never mind, it works. But okay, yes. So now I press return and then just return to title. And now you see that instead of moving my mouse, the mouse is moving for me. This works similar to how Steam does it. It's simulating a mouse movement, so when I move my control stick, it's acting as if I'm moving the mouse. You can see the axis right here. I still got some problems with the mouse when it goes off screen while using by the controller, but it works mostly fine when you're like in the center of the screen. And now you see you can move this target and it shoots at this target. So You can see it's a bit glitchy, but it can't really get any better. But this works just fine. It only looks weird. So when I stop moving my control stick, it's just going to stay there. In my previous video, I showed that the control stick, if I left it, it would just go straight back to the center of my Octoling, in this case. Or in that case, it was an Inkling, but you get what I mean. So now I'm going to just bolt something using the controller. By holding the shoulder buttons, you change your selection. And by holding the left stick down instead, not moving but pressing it down, you change the current type. You can see I'm changing the colors of these selected blocks, the switch blocks. And these things I really quickly want to go over. They are quite not finished. They are like the buggiest thing in the game as of now. I'm just going to wait for him to go here. But see, if it's one single of these, it works just fine. So if I put multiple down, still works fine. Also, the Octoling just won't explode. That's a really stupid issue. I'm using my mouse now. If you're using the controller, you can still build stuff with your mouse, but keeping the button pressed doesn't work, because it's simulating mouse movement, and whenever I'm not using the controller, it simulates as the mouse not being used, so when I press the button, it won't stay pressed. But right now, here I've got some issues with these, because if I put one above them and make this one stuck, for some reason, they all think they're stuck, but they aren't stuck, which is really stupid. Until they notice me and start walking after me, I just move. And that's due to the way I've made the collision detection. You see, these things have to collide, and the physics have to apply. It's just really annoying. It's just really annoying to program these guys. It's so stupid. Well, that's another glitch patch. I have never seen this one happen before. Actually, no, there's nothing to patch because I already know what happens here. I just have to copy one action from the Inklings over to the Octoling. What you're seeing now is the Octoling not being where the hitbox is. It's because all entities, all the Inklings and Octolings are one separate entity. So the default Inkling, that's the hitbox for everything. Every other character is just there where the hitbox is. All the other characters move separately, but they should move the same way as the hitbox. But in this case, I have forgotten to make it always go to the position where the Inkling is when it's out of sync. You get what I mean? And then this happens. If I were to choose another player type right now, which I could do if I could find my menu real quick. The menu isn't there. Okay, nice. If I go to shift and select the default one. Now if I do the same thing, it won't happen. Gotta use my controller. I'm not happy with how the shoulder buttons work as of now, but everything else just works fine. The controller compatibility, it just works just how I wanted it to work. So when I went up in the pipe, it got off-centered. If I now go into the pipe, what did I do exactly? Actually, I kind of forgot. But when something like this, where I would move up, but the Octoling wouldn't. So now the Octoling will be stuck in the ground, and from that point on, it will get more off-centered every time I move. But the hitbox of this one is literally the same as you're seeing. So this inkling is actually every inkling, but when you select another inkling, this one becomes invisible and another one overlaid becomes visible. Also, something else I just keep forgetting to fix. This one really keeps escaping my mind every time. You can see here it says 29. But that isn't 29. I didn't grab 29. There's not even 29 here. You see, this is 12. So what's happening here is it's counting when I'm shooting at it, but it's also counting when I'm collecting it. See, now it just adds how it should. If I shoot it, it adds when I hit it with my ink, even though I didn't collect it yet. So just keep reminding me of that one until I fix it, because this one is just going to piss me off every time, and I just forget. That's the thing that pisses me off. I just forget it, even though I really want to fix it. And I keep forgetting I can't move the camera around, only with the controller when I'm using the controller mode. So that's basically everything. I forgot to show off this. You see, I got some different themes going on. You can't change them yet through the controller mode. That's one thing I forgot. But that's the only thing I forgot, really. Yes, of course. Every time you reach the edge of the screen, it's constantly, you see, the application will be paused. But the X input is still forcing the mouse to click. So it's going to constantly try to stretch the screen out. And because of that, my video gets screwed every time that happens. But when I release this, it should be fixed. And if it can't be fixed, I'm not leaving in the controller support, sorry. But I want a functional game. And it's rather functional, you could say, right now. Because it's playable. And it's pretty fun, if I say so myself. But it has a lot of work before it's really complete. Of course, the edge of the screen again. Stop stretching the screen, please. And so I've got one other theme to show off. The jungle theme. Oh, that's the wrong button, but okay. Oh, of course, I'm just not even selecting it. I was testing. So, you might think I ripped this straight from New Super Mario Bros, but I didn't. I made this myself in MS Paint. Don't ask how. I was so bored at school that I had enough time being bored to make this, to make something that looks like this in Microsoft Paint. I have a slightly more terrible looking counterpart to this one, the blue grass, I call it. It still looks really good compared to other Microsoft Paint creations, but I think this one looks rather crappy compared to the other one. You know what? Comment down below. Brown versus blue. Which one is better? You know what? This should be a community splatfest. Which theme is best? Actually, no. Never mind. Whatever. So, I think that's basically it. Also, changing the ink color during testing or just during the frame at all, it really makes the game freak out. I would have showed you what happened, but of course I can't because the stupid menu isn't loaded. My developer menu just decided to stop existing, so I'm gonna have trouble getting that one back. And until the next video, stay put for more updates, because I might release a development build very soon. Also these... What happened? What? That's not supposed to happen, that's really weird. I already get what happens here. See, the collision of these orbs is round, and the side box, my sideways hitbox. I have two hitboxes, one on the left and one on the right, to make me stop walking. But they are slightly shorter than the height of my hitbox that tells if I'm on the ceiling or not. So it's trying to push me down. This is above my hitbox, so the ceiling hitbox notices it. But when I get pushed down, I also get pushed into the floor, and then the floor hitbox notices. And this happens. And yeah, I really like glitching and hunting for glitches in my own games. Also, you can do stuff like this. You will see when you stand inside of this. That happens. I'm just going to leave that one in. I'm going to leave this in on purpose, because you can make stuff like for instance, if you would make this, then you basically made a pathway, a one-way pathway, which I think is pretty cool. So I'm just going to leave this one in. Also, the object limit as of now is 20,000 or 100,000, one of those two objects, which is a heck load more than Super Mario Maker. But the difference is, when you have more objects, it's going to lag more. You know what? Let's test. How many of these guys can I handle? I'm just going to put down as many as possible. It looks like I'm getting frame drops. You can tell if you're lagging by the ink. It will start to lag as soon as one of them explodes. It didn't even lag, wow. So I would want to change my input mode for this, but I can't right now. I want to see OBS. No, don't start OBS. Let me just view OBS. Okay, never mind then. The controller is really not liking my arrow going outside of the window while the application is running. So that's something I have to fix. But for now, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video, I think. Although no, I'm not really seeing you, but you get what I mean. I just want to get lagged because it looks funny sometimes. See, now the ink isn't properly connected anymore. The stream isn't a proper stream. My line of ink. When you're noticing that, it means you're lagging. The further out the ink goes, it means that the physics are lagging. And if the physics are lagging, you can shoot way further than you should be able to shoot. See, I can shoot way up there now. And the more ink I shoot, the more lag is going to be created. But yeah, that's about it. I literally showed off everything the game has as of now. Oh, look at the beautiful slow jumping. That was a beautiful way to end off the episode. Now, bye.